Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. I look a little bit of a hot mess today, but I've spent all day putting together this Scentsy planner. And I felt like it would be a little bit rude of me to work on this all day and then not share it with you. So here is what I've been working on. I will say it's a work in progress, but I feel like I have a fairly good base so far. So I've seen this plenty of times, and I've even attempted to like try to organize this way, but I've never like made any of my own sheets or anything. So I'm giving it another go. A ton of people use their happy planners for like their Scentsy business planning. And I have a ton of happy planner stuff because I just do. I've bought a ton of it in the past, and so I just have a lot of it. So I had a large, this is the big size. It's considered a big, which is a full like 8x11 sheet of paper. So I've had the big size happy planner, which I was using for my Scentsy stuff, and I pretty much still used it just to like jot things down and like write notes and stuff, not necessarily like by dates or anything. I would just kind of use it as like a notebook. But there was nothing like formal in there. There was no like tracking. It was literally just me writing. It was essentially just a brain dump notebook. So I wanted to kind of like take these systems I seen people talking about and like just make them a little bit my own and then put them somewhere all together. So something my SSD was talking about, and I'm sure others like have talked about this before, but they're like, you need to have systems all in one place. And I was like, I feel like I'm literally all over the place. Like I have things in all kinds of different spots because I just love trying like different tools and stuff. So I was gonna print off some forms that like Chastity, a lot of this is inspired by Chastity Robinson. Chastity has a Google Drive link where they share a ton of forms that you can like print off. So originally I was just gonna print off some of those, and then I kind of like started tweaking my own and just making my own, and I essentially just like made everything I wanted myself, and then I feel like it made me just a little bit more connected to it because it was what I wanted. So I'm gonna get into it. I had that like large teacher planner, but I don't have a lot in here, as you can see, so that was just like a little bit too thick. So I happen to have this other notebook, and it says babes support babes, which I thought was fun for this versus like my teacher one. And then it has the gals on the back too. So I just use this. It has these smaller rings, so it just fits a little better. So I'm gonna get right into it. On the first page, I just have a dashboard to start, just to separate and help protect, because I just printed these pages off of my printer, so that's not very thick. It's just like regular 20-pound printer paper, so it's not like the best quality, but it will work. And then I just punched them all and put them in here. The punches aren't the best because I have a classic size punch, and this is the big size, so I have to like double punch, but it's working. We're making it work. So the first thing I put in here, the first couple of sheets, there's only 3, is like the more annual trackers I wanted, and I just wanted to have them at the front, and not like in a month or at the back, just because it's like the annual, what I have my eyes on the prize, I guess is what I'm gonna say. So the first one I put, I think Chastity had this one labeled month over month growth, which I don't know if I love that title, but it's not like I can't reprint this if I don't want to. So essentially I just have all the months listed, and I started this in May because technically the Scentsy, I was gonna say fiscal year, but the Scentsy year is May 1 to April 30. So I pretty much everything year-wise started it in May because that's when that's like the January of Scentsy. So I went May to April, and things I just put on here were PRV, new frontline, GWV group size, TWV team size, title, paid at title, like with a check mark, and active frontline. So not all of these necessarily apply to me, but I just kind of wanted to have it ready. And I will be sharing this Google Drive link with my team, so I wanted to just have this out here. I wanted to just have it all available. Obviously these things can be tweaked and changed, so if I'm like, okay, I don't need 2 of these columns, I should just get rid of them, I can obviously do that. But I'm not like that bothered by the fact that some of these I may not have to fill out because they don't apply to me. And then next I made an annual sales tracker. And so same thing, I went May to April. And then I think Chastity had one of these, but I just wanted to make it myself essentially. So it just has the months, and then it has the PRV, the cumulative PRV. So like whatever, you know, your month PRV was plus the prior month, like where are you at total, where are you supposed to be, what is the difference. And then I just added this column that said next month's goal because I thought that was maybe nice. I don't know if I first had that or not, or if I added it, but I thought it might be nice to like map out where you want it to be. Like say you're, I was gonna say 1,000 PRV under, but that's like, I guess we could use that example. Say, you know, you had 1,500 PRV in the month. So technically the first month, since you were supposed to get to 2,500, like on the average to work towards your goal, the difference is 1,000. So say maybe your next month's goal, you need another 2,500. Maybe you're going to shoot for 3,500 because you're trying to make up that difference. I just thought it would be something fun to include and to like set a goal for the next month. Yeah, so this is essentially just tracking this, which I have tracked it in like my Google, just like sheets before, but I haven't done anything with it for this year. And we obviously we have May's numbers now because May is over. So I do want to get in, and I will start filling this out as soon as I share it. I just didn't want to write stuff in here and then come on and share like my team or customer information. So I haven't filled anything out yet. And then the last one I have is the annual mentor tracker, which same thing, May 1 to April 30th. And then just like consultant name, their join date, and if they certified, just to track annual mentor. I don't know that I have enough people to like track this, but I thought it would be fun to just track regardless. So you have to have 14 people enroll and certify to earn this award, but I still thought it would be fun to track, so I'm going to. And then these are actually from my teacher planner. So this is where it kind of gets a little bit funny because, like I said, these are from my teacher planner, but I do have a different teacher planner on order. So that should be coming so I can get some updated things in here, but we're just going to make it work for now. So this is June, and this is the calendar. I was going to print monthly calendars, and in the Google Drive link, I have a link to where you can like print a calendar out from online, but I just love how big this calendar is. It goes on 2 pages. It's literally massive. And I just love it. There's so much room to write. So if I want to use this for like what's going on in Scentsy, if I want to use it for social media posts, brainstorming, like I could use it in so many different ways. And there's a ton of room in these boxes. Since this is a teacher planner, there's things over here that say like deadlines for subject and like chores. I'm like not that bothered by if things say, like if I repurpose things in a different way. But if that bothers you, maybe don't buy a teacher planner. Because like this next page says grade tracker, but I'm not even going to use this page. I really just have this next page, and it's the back of the calendar, so I couldn't like get rid of it. Sometimes people will like glue these 2 pages together. I just like don't really care that much. So once we get into the month, past the monthly calendar, I have my daily habit tracker. So this I took inspiration from Chastity. The one that Chastity had in the folder, I could not get to open, so I had to just remake this one regardless. And once I remade this one, I was like, well, I may as well just get to remaking a whole bunch of stuff. So essentially what this is, it just has all the days of the month, like 1 through 31. And I went in and just wrote the day of the week, so I don't have to continue to adjust it. I can print as many as I want. I just wrote it in, I wrote the month, and then I picked what I wanted my habits to be. You could do business things, you could do personal things, you could do whatever you wanted. But some of mine were just like tracking my daily numbers, making sure I check the news tab, doing customer connections, responding to emails, posting in my VIP group, and then I did make a reminder, which I didn't type on there. So the next time I edit and print more, I will type that. Was to check my weekly task list, just so I don't forget to do that. But this is only going to be Scentsy specific, so I didn't want to put like, read 10 minutes a day. Like, I didn't want to put those things on here, which I could have, and I may obviously continue to edit. But for right now, I wanted to keep it brief because since this is a daily thing, I didn't want it to get too overwhelming. So, since the first thing on there was to check my daily numbers, I have conveniently the next printout is my daily tracking log. So I've had these before in the past, and I hated some of them around 2 pages, and I hated that. So I just remade this one, and it's literally the same as everybody else's. I just wanted it to be on 1 page. So I just put the month, and then I put previous month's numbers, and then I actually added a second tab under it that says this month's goals, which is fillable. So I feel like, once again, I have a little section to kind of talk about what I want my goals for this month to be, and then also I can continue to track it on the same page. So it just has 1 through 31 here on the side. You've probably seen these. If you're a Scentsy consultant, you probably know what this is. But basically it just has spots for PRV, TWV, GWV, active frontline group, team, new frontline. So there you have it. Like I said, you've probably seen that if you are a Scentsy consultant. And then the next sheet I have in here, because I kind of wanted it to go in order from my like daily habit tracker, like as I would work down my daily habits, that's the order things are in. So the next thing I have on here is my customer connection. So I took this sheet from inspiration from a video from Katie C. Johnson. So many people talk about like the method, but the actual video Katie did, Katie had like a tracker like this, just like typed out and handwritten on it. And so I essentially just like remade it and put it in here. So what it says is I put customer name, order date. I put order number because I like that. I like having their order number in case I need to look it up later on and say maybe they have like 5 orders and I'm wondering about a specific order or something like that. Sometimes things just get funky. I just personally like having the order number. And also, if I have to talk to consultant support, I always will tell them what the order number is that I'm asking them about. So I like to have it handy. Then I have order type. So this might be like Scentsy Club. Did they contact me personally to order something? Did they do it through my PWS? Generally, those are like the 3 that I will put in there. So, because even if they shop through my PWS, through like another person's party or shopping link, I'll still put PWS because they bought through my website still. So that's that. And then these next like boxes, what Katie did was write down dates in all of these. So the first one says thank you. So I guess you could either just check off that you sent a thank you, or you could like write the date you sent a thank you. The next one is delivery date, 1 week, 1 month, 3 month. And then I added 6 month and 1 year because I like to have that info in case people like don't reorder. I do like to have that in my customer follow-up. But essentially what Katie did was just write those dates out for after you have the delivery date. Just fill out all the date info and then just check off as you contact the customer. So I'm gonna see, I do my customer follow-up. I use this method, but not in this way of tracking. I may give this a shot. I'm not sure, but I may give it a go. So Then I have my monthly tasks, and I went ahead and made this myself also. So essentially what it is just, they had this a couple different ways. They had one that was like the whole entire year and a column for each month, and then it was broken down by like week. I was like, I want to keep this with my month tasks. I don't want to keep it in like the yearly section. So I just remade it. And I did all of this in Google Drive and like Google Sheets. And I literally did it all in Google Sheets. I have one thing for a monthly calendar linked in a Word doc because I didn't know how else to like get somebody to it. But literally otherwise it's all in Google Sheets. So, which is a free platform. So it's not hard, people. But what I did is just break things down by the week. So week 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what I did, when I have weekly tasks like this, what I like to do to make it a little bit easier for myself to stay on track, for each week, I put in like the number of the day. So 1 through 7. So like June 1st to June 7th, these are the tasks I'm supposed to be working on. That's week 1. Week 2 is 8 through 14. So June 8 through 14, these are the tasks I should be working on, essentially. So I did leave there's a couple empty lines, and obviously I can edit this, but if I think of some things that I want to add in, I figured I could do them here. And then obviously if it's something I feel like I need to do monthly going forward, not just like a one-off thing for this month, then I could add it while I print off more. But yeah, that's kind of what I have going. So I just kind of brainstormed, and I already had this somewhere. I just essentially put it all to paper. But there's certain things like, update my sales trackers, like the annual ones, do that at the start of the month, check on my open parties, order business supplies, just do a team email, do a customer email, like things that I would do, but I haven't broken out. And then I have things I do every single week, which is like most of these are repetitive, but I want to do them once a week. So I just copy paste them and have them in every single week. And then regardless, I only have it, week 4 only goes from the 22nd to the 28th. So say it's a month of 31, you have a couple extra days to get things done. Or say you get everything done by the 28th, you have a couple of free days. So it's a win-win. But that's like just how I like to break down this monthly task. And I put them this way so that I could, once again, have it on one page. I'm super big about having things easy to consume and not have to go back and forth to read like one document. Originally when I made it, it was not on one page, so I just reconfigured it a little bit. And then right in Excel, under the Insert tab, you can add these checkboxes. So it's not anything like super hard. You just highlight the cells you want, and you go to Insert, and you go to checkboxes, which is towards the bottom, and then just puts those in there. I know in Word, you have to like go to shapes and do funny stuff. But it was really simple. I didn't know that was a feature on Google Sheets. So then the next thing I put in here, because one of my weekly tasks is to check on my open parties. So I made, this is something I was struggling with, so I'm so glad I made this. I made an open parties tracker. And so it's just like a blank sheet of paper that I want to write info on. So the person's name, what day did their party open, did I email them with their link? In my Facebook VIP group, I post the links to open parties in case my other customers want to support a fellow Scentsy addict and shop through their link. So I add that there. So I made a check for that because I was getting really bad about adding to that. Like I would do it once a month, but I feel like now I can do it right away because it's in my tracker. Did I send them a party pack? Check in with them halfway. A lot of my parties are shopping links, so I have reminders as well to do like 15 days left, 10 days left, 5 days left. It's their last day. Like check in with them, say, hey, are you getting ready to close your party? Here's how many rewards you have. Start thinking about what you want to redeem them for, things like that. So I felt like that would be nice. And this I can move month to month to month. versus like printing it out and rewriting it. But I felt like it would be nice here so I could check on it weekly and then just move it to the next month when I need to. And then something else I really want to be better about. So this one has a lot of check boxes, as you can see. So something I want to get better about is like connecting and shouting out my team, or like letting them know like, hey, you're doing an awesome job and I see you. So that's kind of what this tracker is for. So I made a spot to like list a bunch of people on the side and then the columns that I want to like go through. So the first one I put is the will cancel section, which I don't necessarily want to be sending these because hopefully my people aren't canceling. But if they happen to be canceling, I do want to contact them to make sure they know, like, hey, if you don't become active this month, you will cancel, FYI. So I did want to put that in there. Not that I want to utilize it, but I want to make sure I connect with them if that is the case. And then I like to send out PRV postcards for the previous month. So once the month ends, I'd like to send them a little shout outs, just congratulating them on their PRV for the month, because it's not, you know, it's nice to be recognized. So I like doing that, but I made a little check mark for it so I can exit off that I did it. And then I do want to get better about emailing them and like shouting them out. Like I said, when they are doing great, like they got active, I want to send them like a little shout out to be like, hey, congrats, you're active. That's so amazing. And then just kind of throughout the month doing some things like that. So I have these trackers that I can like check off when I did that, because when I was brainstorming this, I was like, okay, if I want to send them an email when they're active, how am I going to track the fact that they were active, the fact that I sent the email, and the like, if I did it last week and then I see they're like still have 200 PRV this week when I'm doing checks, I don't want to like resend them the email. So I was just like, how am I going to keep track of that? That was like my main question when I kind of thought of this idea. So I think this will be a great place, because if I see their names already crossed off, I already sent them a shout out about being active. I don't need to do that again. So I have that going. And then the last one I have is my promotion tracking for my team, just so I make sure I'm staying on top of like when they promote to certified, I'm congratulating them, or I'm keeping track of like how close they are and things like that. And then obviously so on and so forth, if they're promoting to lead, if they're promoting to star, things like that. So I just printed out a tracker for myself to keep track of those types of things. And this one's kind of in the works. I mean, these are all in the works because I just made them, but this one I kind of didn't have any inspiration to go off of. I just like made it. So this one will probably be the one that's tweaked the most, because it just literally says like, what's their name, what's their title, what's the title at the end of the month, did I send them congratulations on their promotion if they got one. So it's still kind of in the works. And then this is where it gets funny. So in here I have, because I didn't really have inserts for June and July that I liked. So I ended up taking from another planner, as you can see, which is a classic size. It's not even the same size, but it has inserts that I actually enjoy. So they are vertical, but they're lined. And this is like the only way I can get behind a vertical planner is if they are like this, where they have these lines. So I just put these in, and they're dated for June, like correctly, like Sunday is the 5th, which is correct, it is. So I just put those in here, even though it looks funny. I don't have another option. So then we go back to the big planner, and then we have the July tab. So it's the same thing. I just have like the monthly, like look how massive this monthly is compared to like, this was the other option. I could have put these in here. I could have put these in, or look how much bigger this is. It's just so much better. And then so I just printed a couple things for July just to like prepare. I once again printed the daily habit tracker. I have this. And then next is supposed to be my daily numbers, which I punched wrong. so it's actually backwards, but it's fine. I can either reprint it or it's not like the end of the world by any means. And then I put in my monthly tasks, which really my customer connections sheets are before these, so I'll probably move those over. But since these will be a new month, I figured I could print new ones. I did my team like contacting list or my team promotion thing again. And then since I don't have the new planner yet and it won't start till August regardless, I have the inserts for July. And then I just have a dashboard, and then this is just a bunch of lined paper that actually came with this notebook, or I bought on clearance, one of the two. You can hardly see that, but that's just like the rest of this. So yeah, that's essentially what I have going. I will put the Google Drive link below if you guys want to print off any of these or take inspiration from any of them, but I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. Who knows? I'm really excited to start it, and I feel like it's, because it's not super bulky, I can just slip it in my bag, take it out if I happen to have like time to work over lunch, and like write a few things down if I want to. I don't know. I go back and forth between wanting things on my phone and accessible, and then I also am such a pen and paper person that I'm always caught between the two. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Let me know what you think. I will be like probably adding pages as I think of things or new things I want to track. But if you guys think of anything and you want me to incorporate it, or you think I missed something major, I guess let me know. But I hope this helps. I hope it helps myself. Even if it helps one other person, I'm glad I could help. But I do want to share this just because you never know who it may reach and who it may assist. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.